Hi, how are you? I'm Ren0216. Welcome to my channel. If you've been here before, welcome back. We're happy to have you. Um, my channel is basically a daily vlog of my weight loss journey. I have lost over 100 pounds before surgery, and I have had weight loss surgery, so I am going through the process of that. So I actually do have great diet tips, exercise advice before surgery, without surgery, and with surgery options. The diet I tend to follow is one that's recommended by my nutritionist and my bariatric doctor. I have done a lot of research into it. They've given me a lot of extensive things to read, booklets, pamphlets, things like that. I'm not one to just say, "Oh yeah, that sounds great." I like to research. And then I like to share it with people because I understand that there are plenty of people struggling with weight loss, and I'm one of them. I have a bit of a cold, so you'll have to forgive me. My energy's kind of low tonight, so I'm sorry about that. I even with the cold though, I had to go adult today. I still wound up running errands and getting things done like in the morning, and then in the afternoon, it was self-care day. It was definitely obviously medicine, rest, and fluids, things you need to do with the cold. And that's pretty much what I did. I am also mindful anywhere I went with a mask on because I'm not trying to get anybody infected. I disinfected my hands. I stayed in very public places and stayed very far back from people. Or I just stayed in my car entirely because I don't want anybody to get my cold. And it is just a cold, it is, it's part self-care doing that because you can, if I were to infect somebody with the cold, then they can infect somebody with the cold. And they could actually come right back around to me because colds mutate. That's why you can never become immune to a cold. So, unfortunate. I think my nose is running. Sorry. But yes, I basically talk about health, nutrition, my daily diet, my daily struggles, the things I see, like just relative advice I give people, things I've learned, like with my vitamins. I, I shared that. I recommend vitamins to anybody who is pursuing a weight loss lifestyle. And it is a life change. It's not a diet. It is quite literally a road that you want to take and evolve your life around it. I recommend when you do it, you're going to be probably at a point where you're probably addicted to sugar because it's in everything. I was one of them. Um, I don't not so much anymore, but and probably salt because those are two legal additives that can cause addiction, believe it or not, and are put in just about every single thing we consume that is pre-made. So keep that in mind. I don't buy anything pre-made now. I tend to try to make things myself. If I do get the rare thing that's pre-made, I make sure I only have small amounts of it when I go out to eat. Small amounts. Because I don't want to get back to that addiction. And it is an addiction. And you get these cravings and then they get hard. So I recommend cutting sugar off completely so it gets out of your system and you can detox it out. It's hard, but it's easier than stepping down because then you're not prolonging agony. Once it's out of your system and you stop craving it all the time, I mean, then maybe you can allow little bits once in a blue moon, but unless you feel it, it'll be easily falling back into cycle. That being said, honey's a sugar, so that will put you back on. It won't help by switching to honey. Although honey is very nutritious for you and it's got a lot of health benefits, it's your body's still gonna process it type of sugar, and it will still cause that addiction. So keep that in mind while you're going through it. Just like sugar, and I believe stevia is the two, is what my doctors recommended. And those actually taste pretty decent. The other thing is uh, for exercise, people who start on it, you're not going to be able to do much for a lot of people because they've either been inactive for a while or they're bedbound or whatnot. Don't fear. Just do as much as you can every day. And eventually it'll get to be more and more and more. Because when I started, I was bedbound. I really was. And I I did not, I was bedbound. There was times I couldn't make it to the bathroom. So obviously I don't have that problem anymore. I'm not bedbound anymore. I graduated from walker to cane if I'm going a very, very long distance, but normally with no assistance. So with me, it is gradual steps. I didn't start being able to do everything that I can now, especially today. I wouldn't have been able to get up with this cold and go run my errands and get my things done. Uh, Also, self-care is very important. When you are sick, you need to make sure you take care of yourself. That means hydrate, rest. I got my errands done quickly. I have hand sanitizer upstairs, downstairs, in my car, I do all over the place. So I'm constantly sanitizing my hands, washing my hands to keep, you know, the germs down. And then when I go out in public, especially if I'm sick, I put like a mask on and I go to just areas where it's an open area and I'm not around people. And those are the errands I do that day. Or I stay in my car completely because I'm not trying to get anybody sick. And putting the mask on keeps it not necessarily from me getting sick from them, but me passing it on to them because I can't sneeze on them. I can't have my runny nose all over them, etc. And that's how the cold virus is spread. Good to know. Now, like I said, healthcare is very important. So you need to drink water anyway. And that's a hard one for a lot of people because 64.5 ounces of water a day is just a lot. I get a 50-ounce bottle. I've had to change bottles recently because of our recent water outage. This bottle is 50 ounces. Disregard the brand. I just grab whatever 50-ounce bottle I can find in the store. I know when I drink this whole thing, I'm having 50 ounces. And then I refill it again and then drink again. I typically get more than the 64 ounces because I truly like water. But you do this and you do throughout the day. And it doesn't seem as daunting. Or you can just get like a 20-ounce can and 20-ounce tumbler and refill it or whatnot. Whatever works for you. I use bottles because I had to, I drop things. I do. And I don't feel like spending a lot of money on a cup that I'll probably end up breaking over time because I dropped way too much. And I don't want anything to spill out. So I know that these bottles are designed for beating. I just disinfect and reuse them, honestly. It's the same thing if I were to get a water cup, a tumbler. I'm just choosing a water bottle like that instead. So it's the same philosophy. If you're reusing it, you're reusing it. It's not adding to the landfill. And that's another thing. Sorry, my brain fog is a real thing. Any exercise is good exercise. Walking, lifting little weights while you're sitting down, all exercise is good. We're not expecting miracles. We're just expecting progress. That's all you can really expect. Be reasonable. Set yourself reasonable goals. That's a huge thing because you need your self-care. You need to like gamble the mental health as well as the physical health and your diet, and all these things need to go together. To help with the diet, to make it a little easier, get your phone, and then you get your app on your phone, which it could be like Noom or MyFitnessPal, whatever you want to, whatever works for you. And you basically get that app, you download it, use the food diary in it, the water diary, and let it go from there. And it'll keep track of how much protein you've had that day. You keep track of your protein goals, your exercise goals, and you can put in there realistically what you've done that day so you know where you're at. And it'll track all that and let you know how well you're doing or how much more you need to work. So keep that in mind. It's a great tool, and anything that's a tool to make your life a little bit easier to in the best way, then do it. Uh, I am not saying to try to get skinny. Not everybody in this planet has the body to be made at their peak of healthiness that's skinny. Some of us are made to have a little bit of fat on us. I say you do this to get to size healthy. And that's whatever is healthy for you as an individual. And it could be skinny. That could be what your ideal body type is for your specific body, or it could be a little bit bigger than beauty standards. I'll be honest with you, beauty standards is not healthy for anybody. So get to size healthy. That's what I'm looking at, and that's what I'm trying to do. And I'm getting there, little by little every day, one step closer to health. So I I don't think I have any. Oh, frozen fish is a great. It's a great meal option. My partner and I do that because you can get them those frozen fish fillets, not seasoned one. You don't want anything seasoned. You want the raw, just fish. If you like fish, or you can do chicken, turkey, any lean meat. But fish is a really good one though. And we just take those little fillets out, put them in the fridge, and then cook them up. And it's a really quick, healthy meal on the run. And it you'll be surprised how quickly they cook up and how easy it is to make a delicious meal out of it with like little to no preparation. And we live near a coast, so we could get fresh fish. We don't. We don't do that often. We should. We should, because I love fresh fish. That's kind of my thing. I really do like fresh fish when it's freshly caught. I'm kind of spoiled that way though, because of where I live. But yeah, fish is a great protein to get. It's very nutritious for you. There are people who do eat like just tuna right out of the can. It's okay, but keep in mind it is going to be salty, so perspective, moderation, and everything. But that being said, thank you for joining me today, and I'm sorry it's kind of a little lack of energy, but I'm gonna go probably now and drink some more, take some medicine, probably go to bed. Uh, the cold, the gift that keeps on giving. So take care out there, and your imperfections are what make you beautiful because they're what make you unique. With hope, anything is possible, so never lose hope. And I can't even think of my sign offs tonight. My goodness. Until next time, I love you all. Goodbye.